show y'all my brow routine. This video has been legit so requested, and I'm so happy to be able to show y'all my brow routine because I finally have found products that truly work for me. I have very sparse, thin brows, and I've tried so many products like you have no clue. I've tried so many products, and halfway through the day, like, my brow will come off, and I'm just not about that life. But a little backstory on my brows: I used to get them waxed all the time, and I just really was not happy. They were really thin, and they're already sparse and thin as they are, so just imagine my brows even thinner. Like, without, you'll see in a minute, without my brows, like, this is the best that they've ever been at. So I was just finally fed up, and then I saw a little threading place inside my local mall, and I was like, I wonder what that's about. So I went home and I researched threading, and I watched some videos, and I learned that it really is a lot better for your skin than waxing because it's not tugging at your eye area, and that is the most sensitive part on our face. And so I tried it, and ever since then I literally have not turned back. I love threading so much. I've converted a ton of friends to getting their eyebrows threaded, so you definitely should check it out. Okay, so enough of the chit chat. Let's get straight to the video, and I really hope that y'all enjoy this brow routine. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our brows on because I'm feeling quite naked without them. But the very first product that I like to use is the Anastasia Brow Wiz in the shade Dark Brown. And this is just a retractable brow pencil. One end has the spoolie, and the next end is a retractable pencil. And this is a really good eyebrow pencil. It lasts basically all day. Well, all day, not basically all day long. And so I like to use the spoolie side and just kind of brush through, make sure they're all going the same way, and all that good stuff. And this is my little trick that I like to use. You can totally fill in your brows however works best for you, but this is the best way that works for me. I have very sparse brows. I have a lot of areas that need to be filled in. So what I like to do is brush my brows down first, and I'm gonna look crazy for a minute. And so I like to just brush them down, and then I like to take the product side, and then you can kind of see where your natural brow hair grows, like right up here. And so I basically just like to trace that line. So I'm going to go through and trace it. And you want to remember to always keep the front of your brow lighter than the rest of your brow. So whenever I go in to fill this in, I'm going to press a little bit harder towards the tail end of the brow. And I'm going to do really light strokes at the front of the brow because you do not want harsh like color right here in the center of your face. You want it to be very light looking and natural, and whenever you do really dark strokes, it's going to appear to be unnatural. So we want to make sure to keep this as natural as we possibly can. So I'm just going to basically trace where my where my brows grow. And I really do have to exaggerate the tail end of my brow because it really does not grow, like, at all. I don't understand, but it's fine. That's why we have brow pencils. So I basically just go straight down and draw a line, just like that. And then I do like to take the spoolie side and just brush every few seconds just to make sure that it's blending in. It's basically like your eyeshadow. You would want your eyeshadow to be blended in and seem seamless, and you really do want your brow pencil to be blended in as well and seem pretty seamless. And then you can also use this trick to where you want the beginning of your brow to kind of meet where your nostril is right here. You want the arch of your brow to be diagonal from your tip of your nose, and then you want the end of the brow to lay right here towards the end of your nose. So then that's a really good guideline to help you fill in your brow if you have really sparse brows. Brush all that hair back up. And just make sure that top line is as straight as I can get it. And now I'm going to go in underneath and just basically trace it like we did for the top of the brow. And I'm only increasing the thickness of my brow slightly. I don't want to go too far up or too far down, just slightly, just to make it a little bit more fuller than it actually is, because if I were to just leave it like this, it's not very full. And then you want to make sure that you create a pretty sharp point. And we are going to go back in actually and fix up the wobbly edges. But for now, just fill it in the best you can. And then I do like to brush the hairs up just to give it a little bit more of a natural look. They're not going to be completely natural because I'm literally drawing on my entire eyebrow, but you get what I mean. And just make sure you get all the sparse areas that you can see. Sometimes I don't start seeing them until I move on to the next brow, and then I'm like, oh cool, I missed the spot. Okay, and now I'm going to brush it one last time. And then we'll move on to the next one. We'll come back to this brow to clean it up and set it with our brow gel. So now I'm going to do the same exact thing over here. I'm going to brush it down. And I'm sure you all have that problem brow. I know you do. This is my problem brow. It never looks the same as the other, but I'm sure you've also all heard the saying, your brows don't have to be twins, just sisters. So don't worry about it. If they're not the same, it's totally fine. Now I'm just doing like I did to the other brow. I'm just going in and tracing the top half of it. And then for this part, you just want to create your arch and just roll straight down from there. Might have went a little bit overboard, but you can always just use your finger, and the warmth of your finger will kind of erase the brow pencil. I'm going to work on the front of my brows a little bit. I'm going to brush up. And I'm going to do the underneath. And I'm making sure to do lighter strokes towards the beginning of the brow, just so it's not too harsh in the center of my face. I'm going to look to make sure that the tail end of my brow, both of them are the same length long. Okie-dokie. And now, I'm just going to take the spoolie one last time, give it a good brush through. Really get the beginning of the brows just so that they're really blended out. You don't want that area too harsh. And now I'm going to go in with this flat brush by Morphe, and it looks like this. And I'm going to use just my everyday concealer. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. And then I just like to take it and kind of get a little bit on the brush here. And then I tap the excess off on the back of my hand. And then I just go in and I clean up underneath the brows. After this, I just blend down the trace. Blend down. And you want to be careful to not really interfere with your eyeshadow. And then I like to use my finger and melt it into the skin. And this actually also works as a brow bone highlight. You don't have to put powder on top of it if you don't feel like it, because it basically does what powder would do, while it also cleans up any little lines that you might have messed up on when tracing your brows. Okay, so that's the underneath of that brow, and then I do like to go on the sides here, or in between the brows. And this is the brows all filled in with the Brow Wiz, and I'm going to go in with the Clear Brow Gel by Anastasia, and this is what that looks like. And this has a really, really good wand to it. I've been searching for the longest time for a good brow gel. I just cannot find one that I like at the drugstore. They all clump up in my brows, and I'm just not about that life. And this one is really, really good. It basically has a mascara wand, and that's what that looks like. And then what I like to do with this is just brush upwards, and this is my favorite part because it brings the brows to life. It makes them really look like your natural hair because the gel is going to stick to it and harden and really bring out your natural hairs as you brush them up. And not only is this a good tool to make your brows look more natural, but honestly, once you put this on, your brows are going to last the entire day. Like, it is super glue for your brows. They're not going to go anywhere. Okay guys, and that is it for the brows. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this video. I know it may have seemed like quite a few steps, but honestly, this is just the routine that I like to do in order to get my brows on fleek as much as they possibly can be. And so make sure you try out these products. I promise I have tried all the brow products that you could ever think of, all the ones at the drugstore. I've tried a ton of high-end ones, and this is honestly the routine that has worked best for me ever since I've been filling my brows in. So make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more to come, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!